Hello and welcome to I Am Organic Gardening. My name is Mark and this is my beautiful farm, which is fully organic, located in Zone 6B in the state of New Jersey, and my large kitchen garden. And today I'd like to show you what makes a perfect ear of corn from the very start when the corn cob starts first appearing on the stalk, showing its silk. So I just picked this, so let's open this up and check inside. Now this is a bicolor corn which has yellow and white together, and it's super sweet, like so. Here, let me set it down again, and now I can readjust. And you can see how delicious that corn is, organically grown. With all this rain we've been having, actually it's been good because we can get a nice full ear of corn here, but I don't have any earworms or coming down and start eating the top off, because the moths can't fly with all this heavy rain, which is causing so much damage in my garden. But in this particular case, it did a very good job holding the moths off, so they can't lay eggs and then come down and eat into the corn cob itself. Now, I want to show you something here, if we can get a better look right here. You can see right above my fingertip here, see how that one little kernel is not developed? That one's there, and this one here, right above my fingertip. Now the reason for that is, and I'll show you, is something very interesting, and it's amazing how nature works. But just to get that perfect ear of corn, you can see the rest worked out very fine, but I'll show you why that didn't develop, and it's nothing to do with nutrients. Just like I mentioned in my other video, it's very important, the important stage in the garden for corn growing is when the silks emerge, and you have to be very careful and make sure everything gets pollinated. Now, with all these silks going on, there's a reason for why the corn has so much silk on it, is to catch a lot of pollen. But really the main reason is each one of these silks, and I'll show you in a little bit here, has to catch one pollen of grain on each individual silk here. And the reason for that is because if it's not, that's what will happen, and the corn will not, that individual corn will not develop. Let's make believe that this is sitting on the corn stalk, and now that pollen comes down and it transfers onto this thing. Now the tassel up on top, which has all the pollen, has anywhere from 2 million up to 15 million pollens of grain that can individually fall. But it has to fall at least 2 or 3 feet down onto this corn cob and onto the silk. And that's when nature is so unique, because I'm going to open this up slowly and peel this away, if I can, very slowly, each layer here. Now I'm getting towards the inside more here. Now notice all these silks. You can barely see that corn cob down below here. Now if we pull this back a little bit more here, you can see all these silks going down into the corn cob. Now each one of these silks has to get a grain of pollen, and then the silk becomes a pollen tube, and it goes to each individual kernel or seed here. This whole corn cob here that's immature is not considered a fruit. Each individual corn seed is considered a fruit. Now each one of these silks goes to one individual seed, and if that corn silk is not pollinated, it will result in this happening on the corn. This little individual one here, this did not get pollinated. But all these silks go to each individual, it's like an umbilical cord, into each individual seed that's on this thing. It's just amazing. So if you want to know how many silks there are, just count how many seeds you have in a corn cob. And that's what it comes down to. And it really is quite evident how you can see all these silks just go around each individual seed. It's just amazing. Let's see if I can get a close-up on it here for you to see. Now, hopefully, you can see that pretty well. Each individual silk goes to each individual corn seed. Just amazing. If you enjoyed this brief video, give it a thumbs up, and if you can, share with other people. I want to thank you very much for watching today's video. I have some delicious corn to eat for lunch today. And I hope this short little video shows an appreciation how nature is so fine and interesting on its inner workings of a corn cob here to make delicious sweet corn. Oh, before, a lot of people ask me, is the variety is called Kickoff, and I believe I bought this through johnnyseeds.com.